Oh, I can already tell it's going to be one of those days. This is the third one I'm recording, and they haven't let me even stand up. Every time I go to get off, they have me get back on. You know how you always hear me talk about, it's like I want to find, it's like my tribe, right? But I think it's always been also a contradiction with inside of me where it's that idea you want your group, right? Your community, your family, your friends, your love, like however you want to call it, your tribe, your whatever. But I guess I've always found that it usually comes with conditions or people throwing you under the bus or selling you off or doing all types of things that it's like I wanted, and yet my experience hasn't been good. So there's that internal debate and conflict. It's like my higher knowing, my better knowing that, oh, you can't trust these people, right? Like you might love them, and so that's been a struggle for me. And I think it goes along with a few of the things they were showing me previously where, in the past few messages where it's like, there's like these groups that they do end up affecting the mind. And that's really just anything. It doesn't even have to be these massive organizations who specifically and purposely are there to fuck with your mind and control your mind and steer and dictate your moves. But it's also whoever you surround yourself with is doing the same thing. So it's almost that the way our society is set up. And so this is why people end up wanting to join those kind of situations, the bigger ones, because it ends up benefiting them. Because it's like, well, you might as well. There's power in numbers, this kind of thing, and then it ends up using for networking, and it's just a whole system. But you can also see, the good and the bad with all, and because we've seen what happens there too. You get into other communities, and you think it's all good, and it's slippery slope, right? Because that's what ends up happening is you all end up attaching to one another, associating with one another, and becoming connected with one another. And who knows, the one you're connected to could drag you right down to hell. And you're like, what the fuck happened? Well, you were associated with them. And I think that's what ends up bothering me. It's like, I can barely be responsible for my own. It's like we can barely control our own mind. I can't control somebody else's mind. You have free will, right? And so to be responsible for somebody else's thoughts and actions and movements, it's like, who wants it? Well, a lot of people do. A lot of people do. And that's what a lot of organizations are for, to control your mind. They want to lead you. They want to steer you. They want to be in control of you. And there's many people who are happy and willing to hand over their mind and do as they're told. And then they get a cookie, right? And they're very happy continually doing as they're told and continually getting that cookie until all hell breaks loose. Right? Until the organization crumbles. And then it's like, wait a minute. Was it worth all those cookies? No, probably not. And so then it's the tougher thing when it was like, oh, everything was so calm and peaceful and wonderful just a minute ago, because you wanted to have a blind eye. You didn't want to take ownership, accountability, responsibility for your own. You wanted to join and plug in to the bigger power because it was easier. It's easier to go with that flow. Right? Just go with the flow. Go fold into the mix. It's easier than to have a fucking backbone and control your own mind and take the reins yourself and lead yourself. That's fucking hard. That's hard to do. It's challenging. This world is not set up for you to behave in such a manner. They do not want you doing that. And quite frankly, honestly, I don't know that many people actually can. Honestly, it's not easy. And to break all those ties and chains and limits and actually steer your own ship, most people really, truly can't. They are tied. They are bound. They are controlled. And I mean, we all have so many limits that you are just so wildly unaware of. You break the first surface level and you think you've broken free. No, no. Within minutes, I could probably show you 100 limits you have that you would be horrified you had, right? Like, and it's like, I guess it boils down to it's a choice. That's what free will is. It's a choice. And a lot of people really are happy with their ties and chains because it's too hard to break them. It's too challenging. And so they're very happy until all hell breaks loose. This is what we've talked about a million times. It's like, oh, you can turn a blind eye, but for us so long. And then it's like, oh, fuck. Wish I opened my eyes sooner, right? Why didn't anybody tell me? What do you mean? People have been screaming, but people can't hear. And so this is the idea of like, it's all up to you. You have to decide. You have to decide what's right or wrong for you. I mean, I guess it's a gamble is what it is. It's a gamble to not be in connection with yourself, to not be in charge of your thoughts and to not take control of your life, to me is a gamble, right? So if it's easier for you to go with the flow, just keep quiet, do as you're told, you get your cookie, you follow that crowd, everything's fine. It's like you're always living in that you might not even realize it. You might swear to me your life is blissful, but you always have that holding your breath, that slight holding your breath, because you can feel it in the air. You feel that something is and you're just not sure what. And so it's like, well, you can hold your breath and take that gamble, take that risk that you can ride it on out this lifetime, right? And it's like, but that's how you want to live? Or worse, right? Like things are beyond blissful and you're totally oblivious, which is probably even more in denial, like deeper in the matrix, right? It's like the deeper denial. When you're, I mean, believe you me, I've been there and I still struggle with stuff. We all do. Well, not all of us, but I do. But you'll see that, and I think that's what you see a lot on the big screen when you hear people calling themselves victims or are victims. Those are the ones who I too have been wildly naive, right? Where they're so naive, so oblivious to other people's agendas. There is like an easy target. They're easily plucked. And we do see it as that because it is. And yet it's also supposed to be the lesson, the forewarning, all these things like, okay, quote, protecting, hiding, keeping our children innocent and blind and dumb. You can't protect them forever. They need to open their eyes. They need to know reality. They need to have awareness. You know, it was like, I think I was so sheltered for so long. And so then I had that innocent, naive, stupid mentality. And it wasn't until later in life when I still had it. And my father would say things and I'd be like, no, everybody's good. And he'd be like, no. And it's like, what do you mean no? Right? Like he embedded in me for so long to be good and kind and innocent. And then all of a sudden, no. The system is already programmed, right? It's like, oh boy. And so, but I think that's part of it too. It's like, that's what they always show me too. It's like, we are actually programmed to a default setting prior to arrival, right? So this has been part of my problem, right? Like I love love, right? So this is running into the fire all the time because I'm programmed for unconditional love. And so it's a default setting. I love hard and deep. If you're lucky enough to get in, it is the idea that a fire where I will warm you like you've never been warmed before in your life, but I'll burn the fuck out of you as well. You have to know how to handle fire. And many people have no idea how to handle fire. Yeah. Yeah. they've shown me this scene many, many of times, which I find so funny. They have me walking by, and then there's like a man will look, and this will happen all the time, but there's always this one man that will go up into their ear and be like, oh, you can't handle her. Don't even bother. She will burn you to a crisp. Don't. You're not qualified for that. Right? And it's like, that's the idea. It's like, we all have to get strong enough that we know what we're qualified for. Right? Some of us some of us need to be strengthened by the fire, right? We're all different, and we're all exactly the same. It's all yeah, they're showing the snowflakes. You know what I mean. Oh, God. Which I find so interesting too, right? Because we all talk about vibrations, right? Or all these different things, because it's all energy. So it's easy to use that kind of terminology. And yet we all do have a slight variation, right? It's rare that you'll find somebody, I think that's what they mean by like twin flames and whatnot. But we've talked about that before, where maybe they are, or maybe they exist, I don't know. Or maybe it's like you just happen to be on that same frequency at the same time, so then you think it's that, right? Which is probably the majority of these karmic relationships, which is why they think it's that. They're soulmate, they're twin, they're whatever. And but when you really meet somebody that is true, it truly is on that level, and you're both able to remain there, it probably is extremely unique in that sense, right? It's like finding two people with the exact same blueprint or thumbprint, right? Or they're programmed the same way. I can't get the word they're trying to show me. They're trying to get me to say something, but it's like it's something about it being so rare that it's like damn near impossible. It's more impossible than like winning the lottery. Like it's much rarer than that. They're showing it's like a billion times rarer than that. I'm not sure what they're trying to get me to say here. I don't know if they're saying like it's so ridiculously unlikely because it doesn't exist, or if it's like, no, it's just really unlikely or something. I don't know what they're saying. Because then they keep showing the snowflakes again, where no two are alike. But then they're showing me two snowflakes, and they're sliding the two snowflakes together, and they're identical. They're identical. I don't know what you're telling me. So you're telling me they do exist. Okay, well, so great. They do exist. Oh, you mean you guys? I don't know. Please, I'm tired this morning. Have we had enough? Enough. Give me a break. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.